And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the
classic. Hey guys, it's Alex back again. Sorry about the angle here. This is literally the best angle I could get with this camera and the ring light and stuff. So it cuts off the top of my head, even if I like try and move back slightly. But I don't mind, because you're not here to see me, you're here to see the vinyl. So as you can tell from the title of this video, this is my vinyl finds for June 2021. June was a big month for vinyl, because we had the first record fair of the year in June, because obviously the UK was in lockdown from December through to April, and there was still loads of restrictions that prevented a record fair from happening. And then the first drop for Record Store Day came literally the week after, also in the month of June. We celebrated the anniversary of Michael Jackson's death. So with that, I wanted to do something I've never done before and just kind of add more Michael Jackson stuff to the collection, which I'll show you in a little bit here. But so yeah, let's get straight into the vinyl. I have no idea where I'm going to start really, because I have a lot to show you. Like, a pile so big I can't even pick it up with two hands. So yeah, let's actually, yeah, I'll start with the stuff I bought, the Michael Jackson stuff I added, because I bought a collection in to sort of resell on Discogs, which I link in the description below. And as I was looking through, I realised there were some things in there I wanted to keep for myself, and I know I shouldn't be keeping stuff for myself, but I just couldn't resist, because again, I didn't know if I was ever going to see some of these again. So I have 3 Michael Jackson 12-inch singles, and then I have a couple others, and then I have a load of 7s that I'm going to show you. So the first 12-inch is Michael Jackson, The Way You Make Me Feel, on 12. Quite a rare 12-inch. I couldn't believe how much this went for on Discogs. I decided to keep it for myself though, as you can tell. Obviously has the 7-inch mix, the acapella, a dance remix, and the dub version. One of my favourite Michael Jackson songs, so could not resist keeping that one for myself. Dirty Diana is another one that I decided to keep for myself, and obviously features Steve Stevens on the guitar, I guess. Has the instrumental, and then has Bad, a dance extended mix of that on the flip side. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, didn't know when I was going to see these again. And then I have a copy of Thriller on 12-inch now, because I only had it on 7. I haven't had it on 12 before, especially with the picture sleeve. So yeah, it has the album version of Thriller, has a shortened version of Thriller, and then has a live version of Things I Do For You by the Jacksons. So had to keep that one. So I kept a couple of other 12s for myself. Shanice, I Love Your Smile on 12-inch. It has the original single version on it, which is why I kept it. I don't know the remixes, but I kept it for the original because I actually quite like that track. And then Herbie Hancock, You Bet Your Love on 12-inch. It's a reissue on the Columbia Disco singles label. Is anything that you find on the Columbia Disco label is actually going to be really good, and I quite like this Herbie Hancock track. It's also backed with Ready or Not on the flip side, I believe. What's the album it's off of? Oh yeah, Feet Don't Fail Me Now it's off of. So both of them tracks, so I'm quite happy to add that to the collection. Onto the 7s from that collection I decided to keep for myself. I'll try and speed through these because there's quite a few. Yeah. Let's get into these. Crown Heights Affair, You Gave Me Love. Backed with Use Your Body and Soul. George Benson, Love Times Love with the picture sleeve, backed with Off Broadway. Irene Cara, Flashdance, What a Feeling, backed with the love theme from Flashdance. Here's all the Michael Jackson 7s I kept for myself, Off the Wall, backed with Working Day and Night. Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, backed with I Can't Help It. Rock With You, backed with Get On The Floor. And Can You Feel It by the Jacksons, backed with Wondering Who. Tragedy by the Bee Gees, but with the picture sleeve. Spandau Ballet, True. Bow Wow Wow, I Want Candy. Not a huge Bow Wow Wow fan, but I quite liked this song. So I may have to try and dive a bit deeper into their catalogue. And the really cool thing about this one is it's got the etching on the back of it just says Bow Wow Wow. And I do have a soft spot for etched vinyl. The OJs, Used to Be My Girl, backed with This Time Baby. It's on the Philadelphia International label, and if you know me, that's my favourite record label, so I'll pretty much keep anything that I can find on that label. George Benson, Give Me the Night on 7, which I did not have yet, and Denora Denora. Theme from Shelf by Isaac Hayes, backed with Cafe Regio's instrumental. Say You Love Me Again by Change. I didn't know it, but it had a medley of Change Your Heart and You Are My Melody and Warm on the flip side, which is why I grabbed it. Bread, Make It With You on 7, backed with Why Do You Keep Me Waiting. Phil Collins, Take Me Home, backed with We Said Hello Goodbye. No Woman No Cry by Bob Marley and the Wailers, backed with Kinky Reggae. Billy Preston, Out of Space, backed with I Wrote a Simple Song. And finally Bill Withers, Lean On Me, backed with Better Off Dead. So yeah, they're the 7s I kept from the collection I bought in. I know I shouldn't have kept some 7s for myself, but some of them were just too nice to pass up, and some of them are even upgrades from my DJ singles. So the rest of these 7s I'm going to show from the record fair, and then I've also got some other stuff from the record fair that I'm going to show you in just a sec. In just a sec here. But yeah, let me get to the 7s from the record fair. So I do have a couple of Stevie Wonder 7-inch singles for the Stevie Wonder collection. You Haven't Done Nothing, which I wasn't sure if I had already or not. It's got I'm Happier Than the Morning Sun on the back. Like I said, I wasn't sure if I had that one already, but grabbed it anyway. And then I know I definitely didn't have this one on a 7-inch, which is Love Light in Flight, with the picture sleeve, backed with It's More Than You instrumental. Talking Heads, Once in a Lifetime, backed with Seen But Not Seen. Windjammer, Tossing and Turning. Had this on 12, never seen it on 7, decided to grab it. Genie by the BB&Q Band, one of my favourite songs from them. Change, Searching, backed with Angel in My Pocket. Surgeon's one of my favourite songs by Change. If you don't know Change, they're the group Luther Vandross was a part of before he went solo. Stomp by the Brothers Johnson, Back with Let's Swing, and then Walking in Rhythm by the Blackbirds, Back with the Baby. So yeah, they're the 7s I picked up, and from the same guy I picked up a few 12s as well. Idris Muhammad, Fox Hunting, backed with Boogie Boots. Didn't know this Idris Muhammad song, but I know Idris Muhammad and anything by him is pretty spot on. George Benson, Give Me the Night on 12-inch, which you will not believe I did not have yet, as well as a Get Out and Breezing on the flip side. So yeah, in the same month, picked up George Benson, Give Me the Night twice, and then Zinc, Street Level, which is produced by Kashif. You guys know I'm a big fan of Kashif. Anything produced, written, covered or featuring him, I will pick it up. And then Amazon and I'll Never Stop are on the back. Couple more as well that I have on two of my favourite labels. On South Soul, Metropolis, I Love New York, great disco label. Same track on both sides, just a slightly longer version on the B side. And then Unique, What I Got Is What You Need, which is maybe their biggest song. It's on Prelude, another great disco label, and just has the instrumental on the back. I did pick up a couple of albums off that same record vendor as well. Going back to Kashif, this is Condition of the Heart. I always want to say Condition of My Heart, but it's not, it's Condition of the Heart. Out of his first 4 albums, this was the only one I was missing, so I decided to grab that. And it opens with I Wanna Have Love With You, which is one of my favourite songs by Kashif. Kashif was famously a member of the PT Express as well for a long time, so of course, and he's worked with George Benson, Evan Champagne King, Melba Moore, just loads of people he's worked with, and yeah, one of my favourite artists, producers, writers, you name it. He's done a lot of work with Kenny G as well. And then JOAN ARMATRADING. She just had a new album out this month, but there was a song on here that I really liked called Down to Zero, and so I picked it up literally for that and ended up enjoying the whole album. So yeah, JOAN ARMATRADING. I may try and delve deeper into her catalogue, but I wasn't too keen on her new album. But yeah, I really dug this one. So, and if you don't know that JOAN ARMATRADING, she is basically the British version of Tracy Chapman. Is the best way I could put it, really. Yeah, there's that. A couple of other vendors I ended up seeing there. I picked up a copy of Wild Cherry from one of them. You Just Don't See This album, which obviously has Play That Funky Music on it. So I had to grab that. And off that same vendor, Change, Turn on the Radio. Didn't have this Change album yet. Oh, What a Feeling and the Title Track are the 2 songs on here that I already knew. Didn't know the rest of this album that well though, but I'll pick up anything by Change, because it's Luther Vandross's band, and this album, funny enough, was recorded in Milan, which it does say on the back. But yeah, great album by Change. Really underrated one there. There's another vendor there who has 180 gram stuff, so I picked up a few things from him. Revival by Eminem I ended up picking up. I didn't have this one yet, and honestly I wasn't planning on picking this one up because I really don't like this album. I'm sorry, there's like 2 tracks on it that I like, and that's it. So but I'm going to be honest, I wanted to get complete on Eminem's catalogue, and I want to do a ranking video of all his albums, and this was the last one I needed of his major label releases, so I had to grab it. Folk Singer by Muddy Waters, great album. Really think this one needs more recognition. Brilliant. And album here. Yeah, it's a 180 gram reissue, but I'm not going to wait around for an original of this. I am so stoked that he had reissues of that, because I did grab one. And then this one may throw some people because it's an album I've been hunting for a while. Bless you.
Sorry.
But it's not the cover you might recognise. This is Moaning by Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers. This reissue came out in 2020 on the Not Now Music label. I do want this album with its original cover. This is still sealed, so I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, so I have no idea what this pressing sounds like. If it sounds good, I'll keep it and just say I have a copy of Moaning. If it sounds terrible, I'll just wait till I have one with the original cover. I don't mind, but it is one of my favourite jazz albums, so I will want it at some point with its original cover, but for now this may be a good substitute. We'll see. So that's all the record fair finds, and I have a few from Record Store Day, like I said at the beginning, which I don't normally queue up on Record Store Day, but there was one thing I really wanted this year, and it's an album that I've never owned on vinyl before, and I've wanted it since I started buying vinyl. But all the pressings of this are really expensive, or come out in America and it would have been too expensive to buy because I would have had to pay postage and import tax as well. So when they announced this on Record Store Day, I had to get there, but I was 20th in the queue. Yeah, I was 20th in the queue and I still managed to get it. Linkin Park's Meteora. My favourite Linkin Park album, always has been, always will be. One of my favourite bands as well. They're sort of the first band I went out and discovered on my own, without any influence or anything. And I think this was the album I discovered by them first because of the song, well, Numb, Faint, Somewhere I Belong, From the Inside. Just a brilliant album from front to back. The only thing I don't understand about this particular pressing, there's the inside of the gatefold. The only thing I don't understand is the colour they went with, which I don't know why they went with it, but they went with a nice blue coloured vinyl, which doesn't really make much sense. The blue doesn't really make that much sense, but the pressing sounds incredible, so I can't really complain. But yeah, the overall pressing sounds brilliant. So blue vinyl didn't really make sense, but I went for it anyway because it made my top 50 of all time, and I've only ever owned this on CD, so it's finally nice to have a copy on wax. The other Record Store Day title I picked up, and I went back the next day to pick this up because the record shop that's down the road from me said that on Instagram that they had a copy left, and this was the only other release I maybe wanted from Record Store Day, and that is Open and Close from Fela Kuti. I was dying. This was the only other title I was really like dying to have. But this is the 50th anniversary reissue of this, which I quite enjoy, to be honest. Really good quality jacket, nice thick spine there. I really like Fela Kuti. I needed more Fela in my collection, so this was a good pickup, and it's meant to be red and yellow vinyl, but it looks more orange to me. I don't know if you can see yellow.
No, it's orange.
I definitely see orange instead of yellow, but oh well. You guys have probably seen this one around the vinyl community already, because I know this was quite a popular Record Store Day pickup. I wasn't going to wait for originals of this Fela album, even though it's maybe his cheapest one. It's definitely an early Fela Kuti album, but so stoked to finally have more Fela in the collection. And I do have another Fela album that I grabbed this month, but I will get to that in a little bit, because I do have one more thing to show you that I picked up on Record Store Day, but it's not a Record Store Day title. yeah, I did pick this up the same day I got the Linkin Park. That's the soundtrack to Roma, the movie. While it's not the actual music used in the film, even though there's not a lot of music used in the film anyway, it's music influenced by it. So there's big names on it like Billie Eilish, Patti Smith, Beck, Michael Kiwanuka, Jesse Reyes, DJ Shadow has a track on here, ELP and Wilder Zombie are on here. If you haven't seen the film, it's on Netflix. It's a Netflix original film. It's all in Spanish, but it's about the life of this girl, and it just goes through her life in like a couple of hours. It's a really good film. I quite enjoyed it when I saw it. Nice matte finish on the jacket, just black vinyl. But if you have seen this film and you like it, definitely grab the music inspired by the movie, because it's a nice chilled soundtrack. And the guy who made this film also directed Gravity and Children of Men. I've seen Gravity, I haven't seen Children of Men, but I really enjoyed Gravity, so that's the main reason I checked it out and really enjoyed it. So yeah, there's that one. Okay, a few more new 180 gram vinyl, and then we'll get to the second hand stuff. So the other fella album I picked up this month is Fear Not for Man. We ordered a few of these for the shop I work in, and my boss said I'll order one for you because I know you're looking for some fella stuff, and they were really cheap on Amazon, I think. So happy to have that one in the collection. And then the other one that came with it, that he ordered just for me specifically, is Soon's Images to Futa. They are a Canadian alt-rock band. They're on the Secretly Canadian record label, and this is maybe their best album. I've not shown an album of theirs for quite some time, but this has their massive song 2020 on it, and the song Music Won't Save You, which is one of my favourites off of this album. It's literally 45 minutes long, this album, but it is, I'd say, their best album, easily. And I was lucky enough to see this band live a few years ago. They were only my second ever concert, but after going to this gig, it really gave me a buzz for going to more concerts. So I went to loads more after this, and this band will always hold a special place in my heart. Not for just giving me the buzz to go to more concerts, but for getting me into like they come under shoegaze, even though they are more alt rock, but they kind of got me into that more alt rock shoegazy kind of sound. So this band definitely is worth checking out if you don't know Soon's already. Couple more 180 gram vinyl ones here. Toots and the Maytals, Funky Kingston. The Four Men with Beards vinyl pressing. I know some of their pressings can be very hit or miss. This one is actually really good on blue vinyl again. I know they reissued this again for Record Store Day, but I wasn't too keen on the colour choices they went with, like the blue and cream. I don't know why they had to randomly throw cream in there, but I missed out on the Record Store Day version of this, so my boss said I'll find one for you, and he said, do you want an original or a reissue? I said whichever you can get me for the cheapest price possible, because, you know, I don't want him to spend too much on little old me. And he found this. So yeah, Toots and the Maytals, Funky Kingston, great album. I wanted more Toots. I want more reggae in my collection, really. This is a great addition to the reggae collection, but a great place to start with my Toots collection, because it is my favourite Toots album. And finally, a jazz album.
Yeah.
What? Oh. Finally, a jazz album here. One that I've wanted for a while because I discovered it. I don't remember if I discovered it early this year or late last year, but I discovered it late last year because I remember checking out the prices of an original of this, and they were through the roof, even though this album came out in 2017. Alpha Mist Antiphon. One of my favourite modern jazz albums, even though I only discovered it literally like 6 months ago. This is the January 2020 reissue. I had a good deal on this Discogs, so I bit the bullet on it and got it. Yeah, I love this album. Alchemist has got a couple more albums after this, but this is easily his best album. He's sort of a modern day kind of Thelonious Monk, Herbie Hancock kind of fusion, because although he isn't quite as experimental as Herbie was, he does use synthesizers in a way that Thelonious Monk would have done if he was still making, you know, music, if he had used synthesizers instead of a piano. That's the best way I can describe it. I've probably really not done a good job of describing it, but this is an incredible album. Definitely give this a listen to on Spotify, or you can, I think the whole album's even on YouTube. You can listen to it. It's a really, really good listen if you guys want. In fact, I'll try and put a needle drop of this and the Soons in the video somewhere, but if not, then just check them out on YouTube. So yeah, that's all the new vinyl. Now I've got second-hand vinyl and then we're done. I'm going to try and breeze through these because we're already at 26 minutes and I've still got a little bit of stuff to go through. I'll show the 12-inch singles and I'll get to the albums. Notorious B.I.G., Big Poppa, my favourite Biggie song, had to get it when it came through. Has Warning on the flip side, which is really good. This isn't in the best shape, unfortunately. It will need an upgrade at some point, but for now it's alright for a placeholder. Jermaine Dupri, Gotta Getcha, because I really love my 2000s R&B, so this was a nice little addition. And then Janet Jackson, Because of Love, which has loads of remixes on it. Okay. And Sherrick, Just Cool on 12-inch, because I didn't have it yet. And I really like that song. Onto the album, Street Sounds Edition 14. There's some really good tunes on this album. It came without the cover, so I just put it in this standard black sleeve that I had spare. But yeah, 3 Degrees are on it. Bernard Wright, Who Do You Love, is on it, which I think is the track that I grabbed this for. Yeah, just a really good cheeky compilation. All these Street Sounds compilations are like really good soul R&B comps, so they're worth picking up if you ever find any. I don't know how common they are over in the US, but here in the UK they are very, very common. Like, I see them all the time, so had to pick that up. Soundtrack to Mary Poppins. I finally have the actual version of it. Back last year, I picked up a copy of the Mary Poppins soundtracks, but it was covers of songs on the Mary Poppins soundtrack. This is the actual Mary Poppins soundtrack, and I really like this film. Literally one of my favourites. I always watch Mary Poppins around Christmas time, which is really weird. But yeah, I'm so glad I finally have the official soundtrack to Walt Disney's Mary Poppins. Yeah, you know, the Julie Andrews and Dick Van Dyke version, not the crappy covers version I had before. It's got has Feed the Birds, has The Perfect Nanny, A Spoonful of Sugar, Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious is on it. There's a mouthful.
Try saying that when you're drunk.
Try saying it backwards. Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band, Night Moves. The only reason I picked this up is mainly because of the game GTA 5, which my fiance is playing right now. The song is in that game, and
I didn't do it.
It reminded me how much I like Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. So I wanted a copy of this. Finally got one. Didn't take me long to find it either, luckily. Nat King Cole, The Very Thought of You. I used to collect Nat King Cole stuff all the time, but kind of slowed down when I stopped finding stuff that didn't have already. So, but finally I found a Nat King Cole album I didn't have, so added that to the collection. TOTO, their first album. This has Hold the Line on it, but has Georgie Porgy on it, which I think is probably my favourite TOTO track. So had to grab that one. Don't have much TOTO, you know. Couple of Bee Gees releases here. I want to get my Bee Gees collection up and going again, because I used to collect a lot of Bee Gees stuff and then slowed down to focus on other things, but now I want to just fill in the gaps in my Bee Gees collection. So I have a copy of Horizontal finally. This is the mono pressing on Polydor. Early Bee Gees stuff's really good. This is their second album, I believe, but a nice find. And then this, just standard, no cover, is a compilation called The Message to You, white label promo. I will find the cover for it one day, and I will put this in there, but for now I just have the vinyl white label promo of that, which is really cool, because I don't have many white label promos, not albums anyway. I've got a few 12-inch singles that are white label promos, but not albums. Sorry if I'm speeding through at this point. I'm trying to get the rest of the stuff done and out of the way. Herbie Hancock, Maiden Voyage, really cool album. I really love collecting Herbie Hancock stuff, especially early Herbie Hancock stuff. This is a 77 repress, and I remember seeing a video from Tunes from the Man Cave? Yeah, Tunes from the Man Cave. He showed an OG press of this, and it reminded me how much I love this album, so I had to track one down. Finally did it. Yeah, it's a reissue, but let's face it, I'm never going to afford an original, so I'll settle with a repress. Roger Hodgson, In the Eye of the Storm, obviously for the Supertramp collection. Supertramp's another one of my favourite bands. I think they're really underrated, personally. Sorry. But I had to pick this one up. Really cool issue of this. Yeah, In the Eye of the Storm by Roger Hodgson. Don't have any of his solo stuff, so yeah, nice to find that one. We're getting to the nit and gritty of it. Nancy and Lee. Obviously the Nancy Sinatra and Lee Hazelwood collaboration album. The cool thing about this was a freebie for me, added into this was a freebie for me, and this is the mono pressing. Look up what this goes for on Discogs. I was actually quite surprised by this, because I didn't think this album was that collectible or worth that much. Granted, it's not loads of money, it's not like hundreds or thousands. It still shocked me how much this album goes for, because it's Nancy Sinatra, but I guess it's Nancy Sinatra being quite collectible now. But I didn't expect it to go for what it goes for, which is pretty crazy. But I really like this album. I think it's Nancy Sinatra's best work, personally. But I've been hunting for a copy of this for ages. Finally found one. It's on Reprise. It does need a little bit of a clean, mind you. Probably see there, does need quite a clean, but nice copy on Reprise. Really nice mono copy of Nancy and Lee. So had to add that one to the collection. So stoked about that one. Billy Joel, The Stranger. Didn't have this Billy Joel album yet. I share a birthday with Billy Joel, so obviously I'm going to be so happy to pick anything up by him. But not just that, because this has Just the Way You Are on it, which was obviously famously covered by Barry White, and then the song The Stranger. Really good Billy Joel album. Didn't have this one yet. I don't like everything by Billy, but the ones I do like are the ones I'm going to try and get. So this was one I didn't have yet, so nice to add this to the collection. Whew, one more left and then we're done. Carly Simon, No Secrets. Literally picked this up just for the song You're So Vain. And there it is. This is obviously on Elektra. You guys know this album quite well. Just for the song You're So Vain. Could have picked it up ages ago, but didn't know what it was back then, and when I found out that this is the album with You're So Vain on it, it was gone, and this album was selling out everywhere, so finally have a copy of that. But yeah, that's it. I managed to get through everything in literally 35 minutes, so yay me, because I filmed this video the night before last, and I wasn't even halfway done, and it took me this long to get through half of this stuff, so yay me for not rambling too much, right? So yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in to the video. I'm gonna try, yeah, please, I'm gonna try and do like the soul vinyl tag for 2021, and maybe the reggae one if I can over the next couple of days or so, because soul's my biggest section and maybe my favourite style of music at the moment. So yeah, I'm going to try and get those done, so keep an eye out for them, and any future videos, keep an eye out for those. So yeah, guys, I don't know what else I can really say. Thanks for tuning back into the channel. Or thanks for tuning in if you're new here. Don't know what I'm doing with my hands. I surrender! No, I don't know.
I have no idea.
No,
You've been doing that the whole video.
I have no idea why. Just occurred to me. But anyway, thanks so much for tuning in. Like this video if you enjoyed, or if you liked anything that I showed, or subscribe if you're new here, or if you're not already, because we are getting up there slowly, getting slowly to 400, but we're getting there slowly. And I'll see you guys again very soon. Bye.